Welcome to Out Loud, a comedy podcast where I talk with queer comedians about identity as well as just talk and shop about the comedy community. I'm your host, Corbin Willmorth, and I'm here because, well, what comedian just doesn't have a podcast nowadays? Welcome to Out Loud, a queer comedy podcast. Today I don't have a guest. It's kind of just me today. I unfortunately, I don't know if you could tell by my voice, but I caught that fucking flu or whatever the hell has been going around Spokane, so I am fucking sick. And my cat is trying to break down the door to this bedroom, goddamn. And because I'm not an asshole, well, I mean, I am an asshole, but I'm not this level of an asshole. I didn't want to, get some other comedian, hit them up on the DMs, interview them, and, sit, 2 feet away from them, cough the whole fucking time, and get them sick. I decided I'm just going to do a little mini episode instead of, an actual full-blown interview, which is totally the excuse that I'm using, and not because I popped a tire on my car and I don't want to be at the whims of the STA bus schedule. And because I figured this might just be a fun little idea, I'm going to go through my personal top 10 queer comics of 2025. Some of this is my own opinion, and some of this is just some shit I pulled off of Google. Just to clarify, this top 10 is in no particular order. I'm not saying that of, my 10 favorites, this is the worst, this is the best. This is just 10 queer comics on this list, and just to start it off, you know them, you love them. We got motherfucking Bob the Drag Queen.
White people also love cardigan sweaters. You cannot stop white people from wearing a nice, look at this black man in the front row. You f***ing it up for everybody. As they say, it's not unusual. All right. What's your name? Please have a black name. Please don't be Craig, Steve, Carl.
It's Steve!
Oh! I'm leaving, thank you. Steve. Some bull. Your name is Daquan to the end of this taping. I watched the white guy next to your name was like Terrell. That's gonna be the up shit, girl.
Way to go and fuck it up, Steve. I mean, what the fuck is there to say, she does drag, she does stand-up. We love a bitch who can do both, which, by the way, shout out to Neva White, who was in a production of Moulin Rouge and I missed it, bitch! Anyway, back to Bob the Drag Queen. The most recent thing that I saw... Fuck, hang on, I gotta Google Bob's pronouns. Okay, so according to a Twitter post from 2019, Bob the Drag Queen said, "For the record, I identify as pansexual and non-binary," so I'm just assuming that Bob goes by any fucking pronouns. Anyway, back to my original fucking point. Bob the Drag Queen was very recently on if any of you guys have Dropout, they have this show on there called Crowd Control, where they invite a bunch of stand-up comics to do a bunch of crowd work, but it's kind of like a game show where, the crowd, they, wear a bunch of shirts that, have an identifying thing, and then they got to do crowd work based on that, but then they throw in red flag shit, and anyway, it's fucking great if you guys ever have the chance to watch it. It's fantastic. But anyway, Bob was on the first fucking episode of that show, and it's fucking hilarious. You guys should really check it out if you guys ever get the chance. Anyway, for number 2 on my list, we have kind of a more popular one. I feel like everyone probably knows who this person is, at least if you have a fucking Netflix account, you probably do. We have Fortune Feimster.
But the reward for going to church is that then you get to go to Chili's. And Chili's in my hometown was the fanciest restaurant. It was so fancy, I referred to it as Chili's. Now, I grew up Methodist, which is considered Christian light. Yeah, just a little dabble do it is boop. Just a little bit of Jesus, that's all you need. And all that we cared about was that the preacher was done with the sermon by noon so that we could beat the Baptists to the Chili's. It'd be 11:55, and if the preacher was still yammering on, you could hear the choir slowly start singing, "Baby back ribs, how sweet the sauce." We're like, preacher, wrap it up.
Oh my god, now what is there to say about Fortune Feimster? Well, first of all, her recent Netflix special, which came out last year, called Crushing It, I thought it was fantastic. I especially love the fact that she went from dressing like a butch Tom Segura, like she did in her last two specials, to being dressed like a butch megachurch televangelist who just embezzles money from it. Sorry, I ate some spicy gazpacho for my sinuses in between these two takes, but all jokes aside, genuinely, I love Fortune Feimster. One really great joke that she has that kind of helped me feel better about myself is like if you've seen photos of me, see me in real life, you know that I'm kind of a big guy, and I was kind of a big kid too, and like I always kind of looked negatively back on that, but she does have this really great joke that kind of made me feel better because sure, like, you know, people would be an asshole to you and like call you like a fat fuck growing up, but at least one net positive thing you can see about being a big kid was no one ever really tried to kidnap you. And then this is me adding on to that joke, but like even if like you did get kidnapped and God forbid they wanted to like kill you or something, what are they gonna do? Slit my fucking throat? They're gonna have to find it first. Was that joke a little bit dark? Yes. However, you know, it was my trauma. I'm allowed to talk about it. I mean, what can I say? Humor was just my way of coping. Growing up big, it was really not fun for me. I mean, one time I had uploaded this YouTube video to this long forgotten YouTube channel because, I don't know, I was a kid. I was uploading videos, fuck it, whatever. And the first ever hate comment that I got on it was just some asshole saying, "I bet if I stabbed you, gravy would come out." And to this day, I don't think any other words have ever been able to hurt me because that's the baseline right there. Anyway, now for just a very jarring, staunch, just outright transition from that. Anyway, childhood trauma, whatever, fuck it. I love living in a university town where I have to stop and make like 3 fucking takes just to say one goddamn sentence. Anyway, this next comic on my list, they've been popping up in my feed quite a lot lately. Like I'm talking like every 2, 3, 4 scrolls, it's this fucking guy. New York based, I think. Don't know about that, but he's definitely Italian and definitely very fucking gay. We're talking about Matteo Lane.
How do you handle a soon-to-be overbearing mother-in-law?
How do you... So is your mother-in-law Italian?
Yes.
Oh. You have to leave. Are there other Italians here? Our mothers, they're unwell. And you guys are Sicilian. Is she Sicilian?
Escape Sicily.
Escaped Sicily. Yeah, you're fucked. Whenever the word escaped is inside something, do you love your husband?
Yes.
Okay, and is he good to you?
Very.
Do you feel that his mother still has control over him?
Yes.
That will never go away. She's going to want to cook for him. She's going to tell you that your cooking's wrong. Then she's going to teach you how to cook. And then you're going to cook for him. And then he's going to say, I like my mom's better. She's going to constantly wedge herself between you two. So I hope his dick is good. You won't win, okay? So you just have to accept it now. Just start accepting that it will be crazy. Are you Italian?
Yes.
Oh, well then, girl, what are we talking about? Like, this changes the game. I thought you were just like a Sarah or something. All right. You know how to fight. What are we talking about? So you know, the second she acts up, you can just be a guinea too. She cries. Yeah, so can you. Make it a competition. If she cries, you slit your wrists, all right? Just keep one up against each other. That bitch will die soon, and then you'll have her son. Jesus Christ.
Now, I just gotta say, what he says about Italian mothers and the vice grip that they have on their sons is very, very true. My grandmother was Italian, and I saw the way that she had my dad wrapped around her finger. And when I say my grandmother was Italian, I mean, like, this is the best way I can put this. Whenever we traveled anywhere, she had 2 go bags with her. One was full of her meds, because she was an old fucking lady, and the other one was full of Italian meats. I definitely think my favorite part about Matteo Lane is his uncanny crowd work ability. Like, I've only been doing stand-up for about a year, and I haven't really had much opportunity to do crowd work. I mean, I've been heckled a few times, but there really isn't a lot of crowd work you can do when you're being heckled, especially when you're only a year into comedy. I just love how organic he is with his audience, and I love the way that he's able to connect with them like at an almost like immediate personal level. That said, that crowd work show that I talked about earlier that's on Dropout, definitely they should get Mateo Lane on there. Definitely. I don't really have a segue, so I'm just going to jump into it. The next comic on this list doesn't really have a lot of stand-up footage floating around on the internet. Like, I don't really think they do stand-up. I thought they did, but they're definitely more of just like an internet like skit sketches, that type of thing. I believe I'm pronouncing this name right, but the person I'm talking about right now is someone who I will now be completely crossing out of this list because I did not know that they had a lot of controversies, which, I mean, all comedians have controversies, but Jesus Christ, this person really, really fucked up. I did not know that going into this. I didn't know that till I was like almost done editing this video. Holy shit. So I'm just going to jump cut to the next comic, and I'll just add a new one right at the end. Fuck me. I'm not going to say the name of the person that I'm cutting out of this list, but if you guys want context, all I'm going to say is that they made a skit about AI, which, while a lot of anti-AI sentiment is valid, this one got way too racist, and I did not know this was a video of theirs that even existed. Holy shit. This comic had a special come out this year alone, so they are still very much hot, talked about. One of like 3 comedians that I think are on this list, 2 or 3. J-Rod Carmichael, not Jared Carmichael. I should have known as a cis white man. I would have gotten the name wrong.
Your mom is crazy. That's why you got a family group chat. The family group chat is there so you and your siblings can take turns responding to the shit this crazy lady sends. Just pictures of strange kids you never seen before or other people's Christmas lights. Your mom is fucking crazy. Your mom's either crazy or she's dead and she used to be crazy. Those are the only options. All moms go crazy. And whose fault is it? I don't know. Probably your dad's. Because your dad got quiet. Your father has said fewer and fewer words every year he's been alive. My dad now sits quietly in the corner and only occasionally says some random shit like, don't feel like a Sunday. And I'm like, excuse me, sir, what the fuck are you saying?
God damn, either your mom is crazy or your mom used to be crazy, and y'all just talk about how fucking crazy she used to be. Oh man, that hits way too deep with me. That hits way too deep. I mean, what other use for the family group chat is there? It's either my sister and I talking about how fucking batshit insane our mom used to be, or it's talking with my cousins about how batshit insane their mom currently is. As for what caused my mom to be crazy, I don't really think that was my dad so much as it was the apparent undiagnosed BPD that my grandfather to this day still claims that she had. As for my dad, I wish he got quieter towards the end of his life. He just got louder and more Republican. Honestly, now that I'm kind of looking at it, that's kind of just what I love about the majority of the comics on this list, is just how relatable all of their material is, and how just, honestly, it just speaks to the truth, you know? Alright, on my little top 10 list here, we're 5 comics down, we got 5 to go, and I'll get into this next comic right after the ad break. Alright, and welcome to the ad break, everybody. So, this was something that I found out that I can do through the service that I have my podcast on. Apparently, I have it set to do 2 ads at the beginning of the episode, and then just random ads spread throughout. But what I found out is that I can localize the ads to one specific area. At least this is what I'm going to attempt to do here. So hopefully I can just put all the ads all at once right here. I'm going to give it like 10 seconds of silence. If you hear all the ads right now, that means it worked. And if you've been hearing it this whole time, spread throughout the podcast, and that means I fucked up. All right, let's see here. Did it work? Did it work? I really don't know. I guess I'll find out after this is uploaded. And if not, then you can hound me on social media, which, speaking of social media, I've got some updates on that. I now have 3 new social media pages. So, of course, we had TikTok, we had Instagram, we have YouTube, which, by the way, can still be found. TikTok and Instagram is still CJW_comedy. YouTube is still CJW comedy. But now I have a Bluesky, a Twitter. Yes, I'm still calling it Twitter, not X. Fuck you, Elon Musk. And a Threads now. Both the Twitter and the Threads is CJW_comedy, but the Bluesky is CJWcomedy.bsky.social. Please give all of those accounts a follow, because that will give you the most up-to-date information on when I will be doing shows, which, by the way, I will be doing a performance at the Spokane Comedy Club Tuesday, November 11th. I will see if I'm able to hit up any open mics, because I did joke about it earlier, but my car is kind of fucked right now, which means I'm kind of stuck to just using the bus. Due to a bunch of stuff kind of just in my life, this episode is out late. I am to get it up every Tuesday, so I missed going to Tease on a Tuesday, and I am missing the Q Lounge on Wednesday, but I am going to try to make it to Little Nevada on Thursday. Like I kind of did joke earlier, I don't have a car, so I can't make it out to the draft zone on Thursday, which is one that I really kind of want to do. I haven't done that yet. But I also haven't done Little Nevada either, so I'm kind of excited to see what the vibe of the crowd there is like. And as always, be sure to give some love to the show on social media as well. We are on both Instagram and YouTube at Out Loud Comedy Podcast. And of course, because it hasn't been 30 days, TikTok is still out.loud.a.quirk. Yep. I am still, of course, in the works of setting up that Patreon. It will be up whenever I get it set up. Well, anyway, that's been it for this ad break on this episode. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. Whatever. Fuck it. Fuck it. No, fuck it. I'm keeping this in. Fuck it. I don't care. I'm sick. Let's see here. Where are we at? Let's see. Top 10 queer comics in 2025. Bob Drag Queen, Fortune Feemster, Mateo Lanes, Sharon Carmichael. Here we go. All right. Well, I don't know if you guys heard that, but my fiance has just given me some information about one of the comics I was about to talk about. And yeah, I will be cutting them out of this episode entirely. You probably already heard the little addendum I made earlier. So we're just going to move on to the next comic, and that is Margaret Cho.
But in the 80s, I was a straight-up dyke, and it was different then. I mean, we didn't have Queer Eye. You know, we didn't have anything like that, you know, and it was dangerous to be gay, and it was very hard. It was like the 80s, and I was like, I'm gay! I had like really heavy boots and like cargo pants with lots of shit in the pockets, like carabiners and D-rings and measuring tape. And lesbians just like to hook shit on other shit. It starts with a fucking friendship bracelet and then hooking one thing into another thing, and then it's a U-Haul.
I don't know what it is about like older generation gays talking about what it was like what the gay culture was like back in their heyday. But I don't know, I just find it really comforting to know that U-Haul lesbians existed back in the 1980s. I think what I love about Margaret Cho the most is that she really reminds me of Jane Sue, who is a character from the second book by my favorite queer smut author, Casey McQuiston, One Last Stop. And Jane Sue is like this woman who's kind of like time trapped in the New York subway, cannot leave I think it's the Q train. Goes between like Flatbush and Staten Island. But yeah, like that, like she just gives me a lot of vibes of her, like just like an olden times, like butch lesbian, just really fucking. It's similar vibes is I think the point that I'm trying to say. Not to mention the sandwich that she created that Casey McQuiston wrote. That sandwich was fucking bomb. All right, I took a little bit of a break and I downed a shit ton of cold medicine. Oh my god, you could really hear how fucking sick I was during that last segment. Holy shit. God damn, I think I've kicked it by now, but oh fuck, like I don't know what's going around Spokane, but it's bad. Anyway, so we just got done talking about Margaret Cho, and now we're going to be talking about another favorite comedian of mine who just had a special come out last month, actually. It came out in October. We, of course, are talking about Caleb Heron.
I came out as bisexual on Facebook. Stop now. I don't want to hear it. Stop now. I came out as bisexual. I thought I was bisexual because I had a lot of reverence for women, okay? Now I know that's the gayest thing you can have. Straight men don't like women, you know? There was truly 2 years of time where I was going, I have to be bisexual because I am attracted to men, but I love when a film has Julia Roberts, you know?
This clip is from Caleb Heron's most recent special, Model Comedian, out on HBO Max. And I chose it because it was one of only 2 jokes that really made my fiance laugh, which is rare because my fiance is really not a fan of most stand-up comedy. I feel like I really got into Caleb Heron kind of late. Like, I honestly, truly never even heard of him until his HBO special came out. But I'm hearing a lot about stuff that he's done. Like, apparently all of my friends knew about his podcast way longer than I did, and that's really saying something. Like, when your friends who have zero interest in stand-up comedy know about his podcast, then Jesus Christ, yeah, you need to get your shit together. Caleb Heron has had a lot of minor acting roles. He does have quite a interesting IMDb list. He's written on a lot of shows, most notably Human Resources, which was that one Big Mouth spinoff. And what the fuck? Hang on, I'm sorry. Like, I'm looking at his Wikipedia page right now, which is very small, doesn't even include a fucking, like, photo of him. But, like you know, you have, like, your little, like, one-sentence synopsis here. Early life and education, career, and then personal life. All it says for personal life is just 3 sentences. Heron is gay. He's located to Los Angeles from Chicago in 2020. Heron now resides in New York City. What the fuck kind of description is that? This motherfucker was in Jurassic World Dominion? Okay, I really need to get back into Jurassic Park. Like, I saw the first one with Chris Pratt, and then that was it. Well, of course, with the original Jurassic Park series. What the fuck? Oh shit, he's gonna be in Devil Wears Prada 2? Ooh, hello. The last thing I'll say about Caleb Heron, specifically about that clip that I just used there. If you think you're straight and you really like Julia Roberts, you're not straight. You're gonna fold the moment you see a dick in real life for the first time. The next person on my list is one that I'm actually kind of excited to talk about. This is Cole Escola.
How does one come up with this idea? How do you go like, I should do Mary Todd Lincoln?
Well, I had the idea one day, or was it night? Do you care? I thought, what if Abe's assassination wasn't such a bad thing for Mary Todd Lincoln? I had that idea.
What is wrong with you?
And then it wouldn't leave me alone. The idea wouldn't leave me alone until I wrote it 15 years later. Can you believe I'm that old? But so I wrote it, and now it's out of my system, and I can go back to Wall Street where I belong.
The first time I ever heard of Colascola, I was back in, oh God, it was in high school. I don't know how old I was, but like I saw this video that was recommended to me on YouTube, and it was this skit that Colascola did where he plays like a mom in an orange juice commercial where it's like, I'm a mom and I care about my kids and what they like eat. And when I found out that the leading brand of orange juice contains 100 times the amount of sugar that a child should consume in their daily like calories or whatever, it's like, I just fucking lost it. And then it's like the story of like this mom like getting in her minivan and driving and then getting involved in like with like hookers and blow and like underground dog fighting in fucking like Vegas or Phoenix or some shit. And it was the funniest goddamn thing to me for like a good while there. And then genuinely for like years I didn't think about Colascola until a friend of mine sent me a clip of Colascola on fucking Stephen Colbert. And I was like, what the fuck is this person doing on Stephen Colbert? The fruity gay guy from the mom orange juice commercial? Like, what the fuck? Come to find out that this motherfucker has not only done numerous cabaret performances, but he just won a fucking Tony for doing a play about Mary Todd Lincoln wanting to become a cabaret dancer. Like, what the actual fuck? And then this morning, while I was at work, the news broke that this motherfucker is playing Bon Clay in the next season of the live-action One Piece. Fucking Bon Clay? I'm going to take a moment here to genuinely apologize to Colascola. I was just listening back to that audio. I misgendered them. I forgot that Colascola was non-binary, but I don't want to go back and re-record all of that solely because I don't think I can recreate the level of passion that I had saying all of that. So I'm going to just keep that in, but leave this apology in. I am so sorry. I did not mean to do that. Anyway, I just tried to confirm what this person's name was because I didn't want to fuck up like Gerard Carmichael, and I ended up going on just a Google hole that led to absolutely nothing. So I'm just gonna hope I'm saying this right. The next comedian we're talking about is Hannah Einbinder.
I'm bisexual. That hasn't really been my experience. You know, I would argue that upwards of 90% of all comedians get on stage and talk almost exclusively about the difference between men and women. But how many of them actually know? I am in the trenches. I am collecting research. I am gathering data. I'm risking my life. And I'm here to tell you, folks, the results are in. Men are idiots and women are annoying. The battle of the sexes is a draw. Fuck you and fuck you. All of y'all pissing me off. Bisexuals. Everybody wants us, but no one wants us. The straights don't claim us. The queers certainly don't claim us. Hey, lesbians, what did we ever do to you besides lead you on and break your heart? Why are you mad, I wonder?
Hannah Einbinder has been kind of like the name for bisexual representation in media for a hot minute, and that's one thing I like about her. Let's see here. She was in Hacks. She played a main role in Hacks, which is a TV show I haven't watched yet, but honestly, maybe I should start watching it. It's kept popping up in my like recommended, but I just haven't started yet. She's received a Primetime Emmy Award and a Critics' Choice Television Award. Okay. She's the daughter of original Saturday Night Live cast member Lorraine Newman and writer/director Chad Edenbinder. Okay, so she's a Nepo baby. Okay, I'm not gonna get into it on the podcast, but like flipping through the Wikipedia, big extensive paragraph about her political views, and all I'm gonna say about that is fucking icon. Let's see here. For filmography, she had a cameo in North Hollywood, To Be Announced, Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Miasma. Oh shit. Okay. Television Hacks, we already discussed that. She was a guest judge on RuPaul's Drag Race, and Amelia Earhart in History of the World Part 2. Mel Brooks made a History of the World Part 2? Is it bad that my first thought was, is there a Hitler on ice? We are now at the last two comedians on my list. It would have been the final comedian if I didn't have to cut one out for apparently being canceled for being racist. We know her, we love her. I honestly didn't know she was fucking queer until I started making this fucking list. But here we are. She's been around for quite some time, and she's very recently made a resurgence. Wanda Sykes.
I remember having a crush on my brother's girlfriend's sister. She was an older girl. And I remember telling her, you know, I said, you know, I wish I were a boy and then you could be my girlfriend. Yeah, cute, right? That bitch shut me down. Oh my God, she crushed me. She was like, you don't say that. That's disgusting. That's nasty. You're nasty. You don't like girls. You like boys. You don't like girls. You like boys. And I was like, okay, you know. I guess I'll put this in a box. Deal with it when I can afford therapy. I guess bring on the dick.
I have always loved Wanda Sykes. Like, I grew up watching a lot of media that she was in. Oh God, what was she in that I grew up watching? She was in, I think she was in one of the Ice Age movies. And then one time I went to see this movie in theaters with my sister, and it was, I forget the name of it. I think it was like Bad Moms, where it starred Mila Kunis, and she was like a mom, and her husband were kind of like going through a messy divorce. And Wanda Sykes was their therapist, like their like couples therapist or whatever. And she was like, as a therapist, I can't tell you what to do. I believe that every human needs to have the ability to make decisions on their own. But as a human being with two fucking eyeballs, you two need to get divorced right the fuck now. But until recently, I had no idea that she was a queer woman. Cause like when you like grow up, like the only exposure you have to like certain like actors is just the work that they're in, and you know like absolutely nothing about their lives personally. Like how the fuck was I gonna know that she was a queer woman? I honestly didn't even know until I started watching her specials recently. According to Google, Wanda Sykes has been doing comedy since 1987, which was 38 years ago. Like, over 38 years. I wish 38 years from time, assuming I'm alive, to be at, like, that, like, level. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying this is, like, an egotistical, like, I want to be famous way, but to, like, still be doing comedy in 38 years... I feel like that would just be fucking incredible. Like, hang on, like, let me pull out my calculator real quick, because, you know, I'm gay, can't do math. 2063. 38 years from now will be 2063. Probably might not be alive by then, but, you know, fuck it. To even be doing comedy, like, 10, 20, 30 years from now, for me, I think would be fucking incredible. Okay, so we've now done 9 comics. Wanda Sykes would have been my 10th, but thanks to my fiance's intervening, I cut one out. But Wanda Sykes, that's the 9th comedian. And this is a top 10 list of the top 25 queer comedians of 2025. So for this last one, I'm going to go a little bit controversial, but, not as controversial as using AI as an excuse to say a bunch of really racist things. I'm going to go with someone I've been a fan of for a long, long time. They've done comedy sketches. They've pioneered queer art and animation. They've been a huge advocate for just representation in general. We're going to be talking about Brandon Rogers.
My name is Helen Brownstein, and I watched that squirt game, so you don't gotta. So we got Gihan, who is an average teenager, is in one of them sugar mama situations. No, I did not know there were subtitles. I just had to bear back the whole thing in straight Korean. So Gi is on the hunt for children. He goes and teases this little bitch, but ends up taking this one home, whom he equips with a firearm before sending her back to her parents. I know, I was hoping that's where it ended. So now we got one of them business twigs who wants to go and diddle Gihan's hole, and Gihan starts his, no, I'm gonna fight. We're gonna argue over which condom is the safest. Daddy G wins a golden ticket to the place bitch he stole evolved into a full-grown cockeyed robo who shoots down anyone who looks like they're gonna steal her again. Yeah, remember that soup. Now this one's called Sang Woo. I don't know what that means, and therefore I'm offended. No one even fucks the old guy. I always knew PlayStation people were perverts, but this just seals the deal. There was a bathroom lesbian scene. Human anal beads. I mean, these people know how to party. We all know the circle people are bottoms.
I've not even seen Squid Games, but the fact that when I was at Spirit Halloween picking out a costume for Halloween this year, and I was looking at like the circle mask from Squid Game, god damn it, I'm not beating the bottom allegations. Brandon Rogers has been on the internet for nearly 20 years now, like very, very early creator. I believe they first started posting back in, I read 2006. And since then, Brandon Rogers has become kind of a pop culture icon. You've had a lot of the sketches that he's done that became really popular in the mid-2010s. He's worked with Vivian Medrano, which, say what you will about her, to create Hell of a Boss, which is one of the most highly animated series of, like, kind of just on the internet right now. He has won awards. He's done a lot of great things just for representation, queer representation in general. He's been very outspoken about his love for the community, about just like doing what he can. Like, it's like genuinely, like, throughout all of Brandon Rogers' like faults, I genuinely think deep down Brandon Rogers is a good person. And we need more positivity like that right now. Like, just in this day and age, because Jesus Christ, Lord knows the world can do with more kindness. Also, I do not give a fuck how many people tell me to not watch Hazbin Hotel and not watch Hell of a Boss. You cannot make me look away from that gay little imp and his owl twink husband. You cannot make me. You can't fucking make me. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Hope you tune into the next one. Please do me a favor and check out the show notes. There you're going to find our guest's social media as well as the stuff of my own that I'm plugging. I would like to give a shout out to my friend Morningstar for being the one to actually make the profile image for this podcast. Do you know of any other queer comedians that I should contact to see if I can get on this podcast? Let me know and I'll see if I can hunt them down. My name is Corbin Willmorth. Thank you for listening, and as a reminder, make sure you don't keep your head on straight.